What's going on, everybody? Today, I'll be changing the pickguard on my favorite Strat, my American Pro 2. I'm pretty nervous about doing this. I've read a few things online of people who have done it and broken a wire, things like that. And I'm going to try and be careful, try and be organized, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. Even if I mess up, I'm going to post this video and hopefully we can all learn from my mistakes. If you want to see the end result, feel free to skip to the end of this video. But let me just mention, I love the tortoise shell. I think it does look great, but my dream guitar is a white Strat with a rosewood board and with the kind of cream color of the Olympic white and the age white plastics. I opted for a mint green pickguard. I just think it will match everything so great. I've seen a couple pictures. I think the American Vintage is Olympic white and comes with a mint green guard, and it just looks fantastic. As you can tell, mint green, it's barely green. It's more of an off-white, but yeah, mint green, I think it will look great. And I think that's about it. So let's get this guitar up on my work area and we'll get started. All right, all set up here. You can see I have pen and paper because I'm going to be measuring my pickup height. I really like how they're set right now. So I'll be taking some measurements. Obviously, I'm going to be taking off the strings, pull the trem arm out, take the back plate off, and then we'll get started on some of the first steps. Here we go. All right, I'm using some rags because I want to protect this pickguard as well. Got my spoons. Starting with the volume knob, let's see how the spoon trick works. I'd say that worked pretty well. So I'll just pop off these other knobs here, and then we'll switch to a view on the selector switch. I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with that spoon trick. These came off very easily, and I've always used picks to do it, but that getting the leverage with the spoons was awesome. Again, probably unnecessary. Have the knobs lined up in order. And now you'll get to watch me struggle to see how hard it is to get the selector switch tip off. So let's see. Wow, okay. That came off way easier than I anticipated. So there's that. Next step will be, I believe, unscrewing the pickguard screws. So let's get started. Got the 11 screws off. I just wanted to mention, for those who might be using this as somewhat of a guide, I read to keep the selector switch in the middle, as it will be easier come time to remove the selector switch. And now, the next step will be to actually remove the pickguard, but we have to be careful here, because I'm doing the electronics after I've pulled out the pickguard. I've just read that it's a bit easier that way. So let me take a look. I believe we're going to lift from this end because the pickguard kind of goes slightly under the fretboard. But I'm going to take one quick look at my guide and I'll report back. Okay, so that popped out a little bit quicker than I thought. As you can see, it's freed now. I did have to slide it out a slight bit to clear the neck, and now it's loose, but I don't want to go too far. I just wanted to mention, kind of loosened up nice and easy. Now I'm going to put some more of my microfiber cloths just under here to protect the body a bit. And then I believe the next step will be removing these pots. Already got my 1/2-inch wrench, which I believe is the size, but I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. So let me get organized here and we'll get started. All right, all set up, zoomed in. Gonna start with this tone knob here. I verified it is a 1/2-inch, and I grabbed just a little holder because this will be my hardware screws holder. So I read, you just loosen while holding the pot from underneath. So I'm going to give that a go right now with this tone knob. There we are, got that. That wasn't so bad, could pretty much do it by hand once it was loose. One thing that I'm noting, all these knobs, let me just focus. What direction they're facing at 10. So I'll know to tighten it with them just like that. Looks like they're basically pointing straight up. Just noting that this rear tone knob is actually turned slightly more, but barely. I think going straight up with that one would be fine as well, but I'll try and get it as close as possible. So I'll loosen these other two nuts, get the tone knobs out, and we'll go on to the next step. All right, all my knobs are out. One thing I wanted to mention that I didn't realize, again, everything's fine so far, but they're all connected. So it's not like you can pop one out at a time. If you try and fight it, you might break a wire. So just be cautious, because I could have made that mistake, but obviously I decided to take a look how everything was working under there. Now I know, all connected. Don't yank one out. Get them all loose. Let it come out. So now we're going to do the selector switch. Again, it's in the middle position, so it should come out easier. Going to undo these two screws, and let's see what happens. 2. And that should just slide right out, I believe. Yep, popped right out. So we got the tone section all good. Now we're going to go on to the pickups. Again, I'm sure it would be fine to just go for it, but I'm going to do one last look at the instructions that I saw and make sure that these come out pretty easily, and I'll come back when I start to remove them. Going to start with the neck pickup here. And the only thing I hadn't done yet is it actually says put the microfiber cloth right underneath so the pickups can just fall onto the cloth. I assume that's just not to destroy the body underneath. I think the pickups would survive a drop, but we're going to undo the screws somewhat evenly just to let it ease out rather than drop one side and make a screw crooked. So let's start with the neck. I have better screwdrivers, but I'm taking this multi-tool for a test run. See how multi it actually is. And honestly, it fits every screw perfectly. So I'm happy with that. It's just got to be cautious because it bends, obviously. And there, yeah, pickup is loose. And we got the rubbers on the screws. I'll show those after, once I get the pickguard completely removed. So let me get started, remove the middle and bridge, and then I'll show you what I mean about those screws, because you can't pop them out, obviously, till you remove the rubber. So let's go. And we're off. Old guard is off. For the pickup screws, I just want to show, because I'll pop them out here, but showing you first. Focus on them a bit. They just have these little rubber dowels, I guess, on them. Holds them in place. Obviously really handy. And yeah, so I'll pop these all out, keep them organized, and then I'll give you a quick view of the inside of the Strat. Pickguard off. All my organization. Back plate screws on the left. Pickguard screws on the right. These are my pickup screws. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but I still organize them in order with neck, middle, bridge, and left and right, just being extra cautious. My other hardware for the selector switch and the pots. And now we'll take a look here. Again, don't mind, these microfiber cloths have done quite a bit of cleaning. So you can see the pickups are out. And here's the pots. Again, you can see they're all wired together. So that's where you want to be careful. You don't want to be yanking anything and have anything fall apart. I'm going to be moving the microfiber cloths for a moment so I can make sure all my wires and connectors are good. and I'll come back and show you that. All right, so I decided to leave the microfiber cloth. It will help those pickups not just drop right to the bottom, but I just wanted to show I checked all my pickup connections. Lift up your bridge pickup. I did get a better view of this, so bear with me, but checked all my connections underneath. Checked all my pots, selector switch. Everything still looks good. So, let's get started with the new pickguard. Okay, so I jumped ahead a little bit, unfortunately. Some of my last film for this step kind of cut out on me. I guess my phone overheated a little bit, but that's all right. So I'm just going to go over what I did. One thing you're going to want to do, old pickguard, new pickguard, make sure everything lines up, which of course it does. Obviously, you should have checked that as well before you took off the old guard. I did. I knew it was fine. So that's good. Everything's going to line up. And if you can tell, I already got the pickup screws in place, held on by the rubber parts there. I also read that sometimes the rubber sticks to the pickups, which I think in some cases might actually make this next step easier, but oh well, no big deal. So we're going to go in reverse order. Start with the pickups. Oh, and of course, took the plastic off the pickguard. If you watch my What I Love and Hate About My Stratocaster, new Strats, getting all the plastic off is nearly impossible. Even that pickguard had plastic under the pickup screws still because I just got sick of fighting with it. So I yanked the plastic off. If you want to be more cautious and protect your guard, all the power to you, but it's a scratch plate. If I get a mark on it, like, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna play a lot of this guitar, so if I get a scratch an hour later, doesn't really bug me, but it might bug some of you. So anyways, let me get this lined up. Gonna start with the neck pickup, and we're gonna get going on this installation. Like I said, gonna line up the neck pickup first. All right, neck pickup's in place. I'm gonna worry about pickup height once everything's back on the body. But I just wanna make sure everything's pretty much in place, so we're good to go. I'll come back when I have the other two pickups in place. Pickups are all in place. Now, gonna line up my selector switch. I guess we'll just get that started right away, maybe get these screws started. Tightening them as much as I can by hand. And now I'm going to just get the pots in place right away before I snug everything up, just so I don't have too much tension on the wires if I end up lifting a bit or doing any of that too much. I'll line them all up here. Everything tight, double check everything, make sure my wires are all still good. Everything appears secured. I'll actually just show you what I'm looking at here. So I just snugged everything up a little bit by hand. So I'll tighten all that still. Again, pickups still have to adjust the height, but they're all secured. Double checked all my wiring. I can probably get a better view than the camera can see. But everything appears good and secured. So now I will tighten everything up, and I think we'll be pretty much good to get the pickguard back on. Wow, does that look great. So everything is snugged up. Do not over tighten. I know that from I've been a technician. Like, yeah, don't over tighten things. Enough to make it snug. Everything's nice in place. Don't overdo it. So what I'm going to do now is get all 11 pickguard screws in place. just by hand. Once everything's in place and lined up, then I will go and tighten them. I personally tighten in kind of a star pattern. I don't think it really matters for the pickguard, but hey, it's just a habit for me. And I'm going to take one more peek, make sure I didn't pinch any wires. Again, the pickguard had to go under the neck. I actually had to kind of use my hand to push it. And then once it got under, everything just kind of dropped into place. That's why I just want to make sure no wires got pinched whenever it finally sat in place. So I'm going to inspect one more time, then get those screws in loose, and we'll come back for the tightening. All right, we're looking good. Everything lined up pretty nicely. Screws are still loose, so I'm just going to quickly tighten them up here. Like I said, I do it, in a star pattern. Shouldn't matter too much, but whatever. Pickguard is on and secured. Now I'm just gonna pop my plastics back on and then, yeah, just do some pickup height, give it a wipe down so my grimy fingerprints are off it for now, and then gotta do the string change and setup. So let me just pop those plastics on first. I like lining up the 10 with the pickup selector screw. I'm pretty sure that's typically how they come, or at least really close to it. And then just try and match up the other 10s with that one. This is a push-pull, or push-push, I should say. So just got to be wary while I'm putting this one on. See, popped up, put it down. So I guess it really didn't matter what way those slits in the pots faced, because you can really put this on any way you want, but whatever, better to be careful than not. Now we'll just put this little pickup selector cover on. Goes on nice and snug. That's actually pretty cool. I didn't realize it would come on and off that easy. And there we have it. Pickguard installation complete. So like I said, I'm going to give it a wipe down. Got some strings to put on. Obviously my favorite, Diodario NYXL, going for 10s because I'm down tuning a half step. Had 9s on previously. So I will need to adjust some of the spring tension. Might need a quick truss rod. We'll see how it goes. So this isn't a setup video. If that's something you want to see, drop a comment, let me know. I'm just going to get this done, and then we'll show the final result, and I'll wrap up. And sorry, I know I mentioned it. Obviously, doing pickup height first before I do the rest. Just going to be easier, give me room to have my Diodario. I mean, it's a string action gauge, but it works perfectly for this as well. Anyways, pickup height, strings, setup. We'll be good to go. Wrap up. See you soon. Well, that went better than expected. As you can see, we're all done. Gonna have another shot just from when I filmed again up close with the pickguard so you can see it. I'm very happy with it. Like I said, this combination, it's my absolute favorite. I'm stoked. I think it looks amazing. I just want to kind of go over maybe what I realized, which isn't much. Honestly, it was pretty straightforward. But like I said in the video, maybe whenever you're taking off the pots, realize that they are connected and they don't really have much wiggle room, so you don't want to be trying to yank one out while the other two are still in position. Again, don't over tighten things. Just, you'll strip something, don't do it. I've gone into a guitar store plenty of times and looked at a used guitar, and like again, I had a telly recently that the electronics plate was loose because someone had gone into it and clearly stripped a screw. So don't over tighten it. Let it hit that snug point, and that's all you need. It's better to be able to give it one more tighten down the road rather than to strip something and need to do a repair. Otherwise, yeah, make sure you mark down your pickup height unless you want to go by Fender spec. I marked mine down and I got it right exactly back to where it was, and the guitar sounds amazing, so I don't really care to look up the spec for it. I know that I put it where it was, and that's what's important to me. And yeah, otherwise it was a very, very straightforward thing. If you want to change the pick guard, don't be afraid of it. Just take your time, be aware of the wires and connections so you don't yank anything out of place. And good luck, honestly, if you're here looking up how to do something. Again, it's not really an instructional video, but it kind of turned out showing step by step, so maybe it will help some of you. Again, I'm super happy with the mint green guard here. I'll see if I can post a quick before and after during this ramble. We'll see if it worked out. But yeah, that's it for me here at Tones in the Den. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.